Sela tunnel, a very important topic, extremely important for your examination point of view. But before we dive into that, let's understand which areas does it connect. So this Sela tunnel would be connecting the region of Tawang with the region of Bomdila in the region of Arunachal Pradesh in northeast. Now, why this is so important? It would actually reduce the distance between the two regions by nearly 10 kilometers, that is around 1 hour of distance. That is important, but more important is the fact that this would bring in all weather connectivity. That means throughout the winters or summers, you would have direct connection to Tawang from Bomdila. Now, before we understand the Sela tunnel into detail, let's dive into the region of Tawang. If we go onto the region of India, on the map of India, we have in the northeast the region which is Arunachal Pradesh. So, Arunachal Pradesh is the state here, and this state of Arunachal Pradesh is divided into 26 districts. How many districts? 26 districts, one of which is Tawang. Now, of the year 2020, we say there are 26 districts. However, in 2018, 3 districts were demarcated, and these were Shiomi, then we have Pakikesang, and the region of Lepa Rada. So, 3 new districts which were demarcated in this region were Shiomi, then Pakikesang and Leparada. This is the region of Tawang and this is the region of West Kameng. The tunnel, which is the Sela tunnel, would connect Tawang to the region of West Kameng. Very, very important thing here. Now, coming on to the history of Tawang. Tawang originates from 2 words, which is Ta plus Wang. So Ta word here denotes what? Ta means the horse and Wang means the one which is chosen. That means chosen by horse. Now this region of Tawang has the Gelug Monastery. Now Gelug is the 4th segment of Buddhism, which is considered as the newest among the 4 schools of Tibetan Buddhism, and this Gelug Monastery is a symbol for that. And here was the 5th Dalai Lama who established it, Ngawang Lobsang Gyatso, and after him the next one who was born, the 6th Dalai Lama born here, was the Tsangyang Gyatso, on whose name the new monastery, which is the Gelug Monastery, has been established. Now, another important thing is this whole region is predominantly headed by the Monpa tribe, and the most important thing here is, as we said, that the 5th Dalai Lama who established the Gelug Monastery believed that it was chosen by horse, and this is the monastery which was established. Now, what is the history of Tawang? It was believed that historically Tawang was part of Tibet. Now, Tibet is an autonomous region of China. Tibet believed that Tawang was a territory under Tibet, and this was till 1914, till the time of Shimla conference that took place, and the delineation of the boundary in the the Assam Himalayas were done, and finally the McMahon line was demarcated. Based on this McMahon line demarcation, the territory of the region of Tawang fell into India. However, for more than 2 decades, this implementation of McMahon line was not done, and Tawang continued to be administered by whom? By the Tibetans. Now, when a French botanist, Frank Kingdon Ward, actually crossed the Sela Pass into the region of Tawang without the permission of Tibet, he was arrested. And this time, the Tibetan government actually launched a formal complaint against the British. So, Britain now wanted to have a sovereign existence for Tawang, and therefore, under the captain G.S. Lightfoot, Troops were sent and the invasion came with a strong resistance from Tibetan government. However, after this, during the time of 1941, there was an outbreak of war between whom? Between China and Japan, nothing to do with India. But at that time, government of Assam made a forward policy to tighten the rules for the NEFA, which is Northeast Frontier Agency, and at that time Arunachal Pradesh came into existence. Now soon Arunachal Pradesh came into existence in 1962 when there was the Indo-China war. The region of Tawang fell into the hands of Chinese. However, Chinese voluntarily gave this region or returned it to India, and since then Tawang is now part of Indian territory. So this was a historical backdrop behind Tawang. Now coming on to the geography of Tawang, if we talk about the Kopin's classification, this region is classified under the category of CWB. Now Kopin's classification we have covered separately. So this has an average temperature of 10.3 degrees Celsius, average annual rainfall of 915 millimeters, located at a height of nearly 10,000 feet above sea level. This is a location which is known for its unique and scenic beauty. So one of the important locations is Sela Pass. On this Sela Pass is the Sela tunnel which is being built, and we will talk about that in a while. Another important location here is the Shongasar Lake. Shongasar Lake is another important lake which has been part of many of the scenic locations across the region. So from your geographical point of view, Shongasar Lake, where it is located, becomes extremely important question for this year. Then we have Ngawang Monastery, the Urgeling Gompa, and this is which is the seat of the 6th Dalai Lama Tsangyang Gyatso. So that's the the seat of the 6th Dalai Lama, the Urgeling Gompa Monastery. Then we have the Geshe Peak. Geshe Peak is another important location, one of the highest peaks of this area. And besides that, So Lake is another important location, and Zemingtang is another important location. Now, when we have known so much about Tawang, let's understand the importance of this Sela Pass. As we know, Tawang was ceded by China and then returned to India voluntarily after the 1962 war. Now this tunnel actually comprises of two tunnels which would be joined together. So one tunnel is somewhere around 475 meters in length. The other is 1790 meters in length, and then between these two is an escape tunnel of nearly 980 meters long, and this together would be crossing the Sela Pass. Now, as we mentioned, the total travel time would be reduced by 1 hour, a distance of 10 kilometers which would be reduced, but more important is it would provide a all-weather access. It is extremely critical for the movement of Indian Army, and it would also provide a connection to National Highway 13. So built on the Sela Pass is the Sela Pass tunnel, or the Sela tunnel as it is called as, and this tunnel is actually extremely important. So be it the region of Tawang or Dirang or Tawang or Bomdila, as we can understand, the distance would be significantly reduced. The construction has been done by BRO, which is the Border Road Organization, and the travel time for Indian Army Corps would be reduced from the headquarter at Tezpur in Assam to Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. So this would be through the Sela Charbela Ridge, and the most important thing is the pass is at a height of nearly 4,200 meters, which is 13,800 feet above the sea level. However, the tunnel has been built at a height of 3000 meters, which is somewhere around 10,000 or 9,800 feet. So that is the height where this tunnel is. A tunnel which is a major road tunnel at an extremely high altitude, built in this region with the assistance of Border Road Organization. Extremely important because it would provide all weather connectivity and would be extremely critical for the movement of Indian Army, not only Indian Army but the tourists as well, definitely. So the travel time would be again significantly reduced. So those are some of the key highlights. But the most important thing that we were trying to understand in this lecture is about the fact that one, we need to understand the idea, the geography of Arunachal Pradesh, specifically the region of Tawang, which is one of the districts of Arunachal Pradesh, and how Tawang and West Kameng would get connected with the help of Sela Pass through all-weather access to the region of Tawang. So the headquarters of Tawang is the Tawang town itself. So within the Tawang district, the headquarter is the Tawang town, and that's what we are trying to explain here, the relation and the connection. So extremely important topic for this year. Prepare this well, and another important topic on fusion ignition, which we'll be covering in next lecture. Stay tuned for many updates, and do follow the link for IAS Mains complete reference material along with lectures below for getting a detailed compilation of all the material. Wish you very good luck.